The weapon of choice will be Chipboard. This is a versatile, cheap and easy to work with material. Start by cutting 1 cm or 0.4 inch strips with a very sharp knife. These will be the sides of the boxes. You need quite a few of them. Next, cut 1.5 or 1 inch strips and cut them to the length of 3.5 cm to act as the bottom. I custom cut all the sides to length using the bottoms as templates. Fits perfectly, just keep them organized. There is quite a lot of cutting in this project, so keep a pile of sharp blades ready. Glue all the sides to the bottoms. Make sure they are at 90-ish degree angle. And I did the ends of the boxes exactly the same way. Measure the open side of the boxes and cut that size strips from cardboard. Mine was 1.8 cm wide. Be wary that the measurement may vary because you may have different thickness chipboard, and I got them to length using the same methods as before. Next up is the banding on the sides and the handles on the ends. Cut 3 to 4 mm strips. I didn't measure them at all, I just eyeballed the width. I drew some guidelines with a pencil, but the drill is the same. Cut them and glue them down. The handles I just eyeballed, they were something like 0.5 cm long. This was by far the most time-consuming part of this project, but put on an audiobook or watch some YouTube and it will go nicely. And press the like button and subscribe. Brother Captain Stevens is quite happy on the amount of ammo he has, but the captain saw some imperfections in his inspection, so I cleaned them out a little. Let's continue, and because this is cardboard, I'd advise you to give them a thick coat of PVA/paint mixture. It will keep the moisture of the washes out of the cardboard. Next, I selected some nice looking miniature paints from my newly made paint rack. By the way, these are my son's paints, so don't tell him. Just kidding, I'm sure he's watching it too. Gave everything a base coat with the selected paints. Mixed 50% bone white to the original paint and gave all of the boxes a dry brush with them. After this step, I also gave everything a light dry brush with just a bone white, focusing mostly on the corners. Sweet! Give the handles and banding a black base coat and give them a metal look using gunmetal gray. They still don't look quite right, they look quite dull. What should I do? Aha! To make the boxes pop out more and look more interesting visually, I decided to use my Space Marine transfers. If you haven't done any transfers before, here's how to use them. Cut one that you find interesting out from the sea. Put it in water for a couple of seconds. When it's there getting wet the surface you want to put it in. Take the transfer out and slide the backing off using your knife as a tool, and take the transfer to the tip of the blade, apply where you want and take the blade out. I installed one transfer to each side so they will look interesting on all sides. Once they are all down, go over them with a matte medium or matte varnish. This will make them look like they really belong to the surface and will lock them down. This is especially important because we are going to use oil washes on them. At this point, I can say that this didn't go as planned. Got some cheap oil paints from Lidl and they didn't work like normal oil paints. They acted very weirdly, they didn't dry at all and didn't stick to the recesses. I need to invest some money on real paints. I mixed the wash using black and brown oil paints and odorless thinner. Can't give you any maths on the percentages. I did it by eye and used the sides of the cup to see if it behaves like a wash. Here's a quick tip. You can slide your knife in the seam of the cardboard so you have a painting handle. Give everything a thick coat of the wash. Leave them to dry overnight. In the next morning, go and steal your partner's cotton swabs. I'm just kidding. The only good thing with these paints were that normally you would need to use thinner to brush off the wash a bit, but with these it came off with just the cotton swab. Try to focus on getting most of the wash off larger areas and every corner of the boxes. But don't brush all of it off. This is for the gay, so they will need to look grim dark. Captain approves the grim darkness of his ammo. After 2 days, the wash still didn't stick to the boxes, so I gave them a good spray with matte varnish. But let's spice them up a bit more. On Will from Finland, the terrain is the art. I gave them some edge highlights with bone white and silver using the edge of my brush. The aim here is to not have a lot of paint on your brush or it will go everywhere. Just do some tests with differently loaded brushes and you will get the hang of it, I'm sure. And that's it folks, thanks for watching and have a nice one.